Greetings, brothers and sisters, and welcome. I'm very excited to be here and thank you for sharing your time with us today. I'm going to be presenting on perfecting our actions to reveal our highest potential. So if you give me a moment, I'll be able to share my slides with you. I hope you all can see my slides. Okay, amazing. So before we start, I would like to share with you how presenters come up or develop the content for their presentations. After a team is chosen, the presenters come up with the topics related to the team. For me, I contemplate on the topic for a few days, allowing my inner self to guide me. In the ensuing days to follow, I remain receptive to the information received. This is how I come up with the content for each of my presentations. I claim no expertise. I am just a student on the path like you, and I'm very humbled for the opportunity to serve as a channel for such profound wisdom of our resurrection teachings. So let's jump right into today's content. Brothers and sisters, you will agree with me that we spend most of our lives in activity. We're either walking, running errands, reading, eating, traveling, or doing some daily actions. There's also creative actions we do. Everything in our environment, except for nature, was brought into manifestation by human actions. The road, bridges, home, and transport are the work of human actions. Therefore, actions are an essential part of human existence. Just like thoughts and emotions, actions require mastery. To master our actions is to become familiar with the spiritual dimensions of actions, that is, consciousness, soul, and soul personality, which directly influences them. Let's first define what an action is. The Oxford Dictionary defines an action as doing something to achieve an aim. You will agree that we generally have a purpose for doing an action. This purpose should be aligned with the aspirations of the soul. We will discuss this later at length, but let's first talk about the dual consciousness that humans have. Human consciousness is complex. However, it involves basic principles and when followed, yields rewarding results. The human consciousness and the force of life enter the body on the first breath. Human consciousness is a powerful attribute that humans have, but improperly utilized. One such area of improper utilization is inaction. All actions need to be directed. Similar to a car that requires a driver to direct the car's movement, action too requires directions. Consciousness is the driver of actions. It is with consciousness that we can control our actions to produce beneficial results. As you can see on this slide, human existence evolves between the objective consciousness and the subconscious, giving rise to two types of actions. The voluntary actions and the involuntary actions. The subconscious, which is governed by the brain, controls voluntary actions. Sorry, I'll repeat that. The objective consciousness, which is governed by the brain, controls voluntary actions. The subconscious, which is controlled or which acts under the direct impulse of the cosmic, controls involuntary actions. Together, the subconscious, the objective consciousness, and the subconscious make up the consciousness of self. So I'm going to repeat that slowly because there's so much in the slide. The objective consciousness governed by the brain controls voluntary actions, and the subconscious, which works under the direct impulse of cosmic consciousness, controls involuntary actions such as breathing, digestion, and circulation. Because of brain activity, the objective consciousness is limited and subject to errors. In contrast, the subconscious is unlimited and closely associated with the consciousness of the soul. Both the objective consciousness and the subconscious causes consciousness of self. So both the objective consciousness and the subconscious causes consciousness of self. This is very important. The consciousness of self is a quality of the soul personality. Remember, the soul personality is the personal expression of our soul, and our expressions are not perfect. This part of us must be evolved. As this slide tries to convey, the soul personality hinders the full expression of the soul's light. It is a cosmic necessity to evolve the soul's personality so the light of the soul can shine through us at its full brilliance and illuminate our entire existence. We do not have a choice in this regard. The essence of life and everything in the material world is to support the cosmic mission of evolving our soul personality and expressing the soul's perfection. So what constitutes right actions is the personal work we do to evolve the soul personality so our inner light shines brilliantly. For emphasis, the soul personality is crucial to cosmic evolution. It is because of the soul's personality and the quality it embodies, that of consciousness of self, that we can achieve our cosmic mission of realizing the perfection of our soul. We agree that without a soul personality, it might be difficult to realize our latent perfection. In my personal opinion, contrast brings us a certain realization. It is because of bad that we know good, because of down that we know up. Contrast brings us realization, value, and appreciation. For the remainder of this presentation, we will focus specifically on voluntary actions, that aspect that is controlled by our objective consciousness. Remember, fratres and sorors, that the objective consciousness is subject to errors because of brain activity. As conveyed in this slide, our objective consciousness controls us in our wake state. The goal of evolution is precisely to reverse this domination. That is, to place the objective consciousness under the control of the soul and not the reverse. So I'm going to pause to explain this. Now, in the slide, it's a man, and the man represents the objective consciousness. The inner man represents the soul. In our natural wake state, the outer man controls us. The goal of evolution is to reverse this dominance so that the inner man, the soul, takes control at all times. Therefore, right actions are actions we do to enable the reversal of this dominance. Marvelous results occur from right actions. Right actions are as a result of attuning our objective consciousness with the infinite word, that of the soul and the creative forces as illustrated in this slide. Some scientific research has shown the remarkable results that happen when we consciously attune with the infinite word. For instance, organization of brain activity was observed in participants during meditation. Also seen were functional and structural changes in the people who meditated long term. Science has proven to us that the expansion of consciousness resulted in the organization of brain activities and a subsequent increase in cognitive function and emotional well-being. Let us remember that we are indeed a dual being uniting a finite dimension, that of the body, with an infinite dimension, that of the soul. And profound results occur when we shift our objective consciousness to realizing the infinite. So what makes a power action? A power action is an action aligned with our inner nature. An action done with love produces a greater impact than an action done with anger. For instance, a street cleaner who cleans the street with so much love in his heart will have a greater impact than when he does the same action in frustration. A power action is usually associated with a bigger cost and serves the majority. A power action is not associated with the negative tendencies of the ego, such as anger, greed, selfishness, and misery. In summary, our cosmic mission on Earth is to become conscious of our soul's spiritual dimension and to express it in all we do. How can we make this goal actionable in our daily lives? We can do so by regular practice of 1, turning our objective consciousness inwards to attune with the inner self. Like an electronic device that can tune in all TV and radio stations, we too can tune in to any vibration in the universe. But once we tune in to a certain vibration, we will receive only that which we have attuned with by universal law. Thus, it is imperative that our desire to attune with the higher planes of consciousness should be nothing less than to assist with the cosmic mission of realizing the self and for the greater expression of the divine. Another daily practice we can do to achieve our cosmic mission is to purify our personality. Remember, our personality is how we each express our soul. In a light bulb, the light radiating from it is affected by the transparency of the glass. As depicted in the slide, if the glass is dirty, the light expressed from it is reduced. If the glass is clean, the light shines with a greater brilliance. Similarly, our personality can hinder the expression of our soul's light. It is essential that we have a regular practice of purifying our personality of the imperfections that have accumulated over many lifetimes through improper use of our will. The purification of our personality is based on spiritual alchemy. There are lots of helpful materials on spiritual alchemy in our reciprocation studies. Each of us has the duty to purify our personality of its imperfections so that our soul will shine at its brilliance, illuminate our entire being, and hence be in harmony with the most elevated planes of cosmic consciousness. We would then have attained a state of mastership. In conclusion, we have been gifted with freedom of action, with positive rewards for rightful use, and negative consequences for wrongful use. To produce positive rewards, all actions need to be consciously directed to manifest the perfection of our nature. Our lives should be directed. Our lives should be directed by our spiritual ideals, not physical ideals. At the start of this presentation, we define an action as doing something to achieve an aim. This aim should be realizing the perfection of our soul. Actions aligned with the true nature of our soul will definitely produce positive results. It is the law. Brothers and sisters, I will now highlight the main point of this presentation. Actions are an essential part of human existence. And just like our thoughts and emotions, actions require mastery. To master our actions is to become familiar with the spiritual dimensions of actions. That is, consciousness, soul, and soul personality, which directly influences them. The objective consciousness, governed by the brain, controls voluntary actions, and the subconscious, which works under the direct impulse of cosmic consciousness, controls involuntary actions. The objective consciousness that controls voluntary actions is limited and subject to errors due to brain activity. The objective consciousness controls us in our awake state. The goal of our evolution is to reverse this domination and place the objective consciousness under the control of the soul. Right actions are aligned with our innate nature, which will naturally occur when we turn our objective consciousness inwards to attune with the inner self and purify our personality of all its imperfection. It is a cosmic necessity that we discover the perfection of our soul. We have no choice in this regard. To succeed in our cosmic mission, we must do the following: regular attunement with the inner self, regular purification of our soul personality of its imperfection accumulated over many lifetimes. Brothers and sisters, let us now proceed to a brief meditation. Sit, relax, and place your hands on your thighs unclasped. Your feet should be slightly apart. Take several deep breaths. And successively relax with each breath. Please close your eyes. If you have a meaningful vowel sound, repeat it 3 times. Let us now journey inwards, bringing our attention to the empty space inside our bodies, beginning from the top of our head to our nostrils, our mouth, our throat, inside our chest, our abdomen, our veins, and bones, putting our attention on the space that resides there. Now visualize the rays of the sun filling each space. The sun is of significant importance in the maintenance of life. The sun has many functions, and spiritually, it is known for its cleansing effects. Continue to visualize the brilliant rays of the sun completely engulfing you. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, penetrating every space in your body. See the brilliant light of the sun flowing through your cells, organs, tissues, muscles, bones, blood vessels, lungs, your digestive system, your lymphatic system, and your nerves. When you're ready, brothers and sisters, you may open your eyes. Brothers and sisters, this concludes our presentation today. Thank you for spending your time with us. Peace, Purify.